Does it ever feel like you're wearing an invisible sign on your back that only narcissists can see? I've been there. You finally get out of one exhausting, soul-draining relationship, only to turn around and find yourself in another one with someone who, once again, makes everything about them. It's a deeply confusing and painful place to be. But I want you to hear this loud and clear. You're not crazy, you're not broken, and you're absolutely not doomed to repeat the cycle forever. There's real, identifiable reasons your personality might just be a magnet for narcissistic individuals. And today, we're going to uncover them. More importantly, we're going to talk about the single most powerful first step you can take, starting today, to finally break this painful pattern and start attracting the healthy relationships you deserve. For those of you, if it's your first time, I welcome you. For those of you, if you're back, as always, welcome back. My name is Joe. I'm a life and relationship coach as well as a narcissistic survivor. It's such a painful and predictable pattern. The people you fall for seem to be so charming, so attentive, and just so perfect at first. That's the love bombing phase, and it's intoxicating. But it never takes long before the mask slips, and you're left feeling drained, confused, devalued, and like you just don't matter. First thing you need to understand is that it's never your fault that someone with narcissistic traits targets you. Their behavior is their responsibility. But understanding the why behind the attraction, that's where you start to take your power back. So let's break down 3 of the most common reasons you might be a magnet for narcissists. Many people who consistently attract narcissists grew up in homes where their emotional needs weren't met. Maybe you had a parent who only showed you affection when you achieved something, like getting a good grade, teaching you that love is conditional. Or maybe your feelings were consistently brushed aside or even invalidated. This could create a subconscious pattern in your adult life where you're drawn to people who can reenact the same dynamic. That initial intense love bombing from a narcissist feels so amazing because it's powerful validation you've been craving for your entire life. It makes you more willing to tolerate the bad behavior that inevitably comes later, because the feeling of having to earn love feels familiar, even if it's continuing to hurt you. Are you that one person everyone always turns to in your life for help? I was too. Do you genuinely pride in being the supportive one, the person who can heal others? I was too. That's a beautiful, compassionate quality, but it's also a quality that narcissists are experts at spotting and exploiting. They're masters at presenting themselves as being misunderstood or wounded souls, playing up stories of past hurts to hook your empathy. Your deep desire to help and heal them becomes your primary source of attention and validation. What's often called narcissistic supply. Before you know it, you're in a codependent dynamic where your self-worth is completely tied up in how much you can do for them, while your own needs are not only ignored, but often seen as an inconvenience. Think of boundaries not as walls you build to keep people out, but as a fence you build to protect your energy and self-respect. If you struggle to say no, if you feel intense guilt when stating your needs, or you consistently let disrespect slide to avoid conflict, you unfortunately become an ideal partner for a narcissist. They thrive on pushing limits. They'll test your boundaries with small things early on, like making backhanded compliments designed as jokes, or consistently showing up late to see what you'll tolerate. If you don't hold firm, they'll learn what they can get away with more and more, leaving you feel controlled, resentful, and powerless. Listen, guys, I've been there more than once. So if any of this is hitting home for you, please know that this awareness is a massive first step. It isn't about blaming yourself. It's about seeing the pattern clearly so you can finally change it. And if you're finding value in this conversation, take a second to subscribe and click the notification bell. You'll be joining a whole community of people committed to leaving toxic dynamics behind and building a healthier, happier relationship. Okay, so now you understand the why. You could see the patterns that have been playing out. Now, for the most important part, what in the world do you do about it? How can you actually stop this cycle going forward? The answer isn't about fundamentally changing the core of who you are. Your empathy, your kindness, and your caring nature are your greatest strengths. The secret is learning how to protect those strengths, not eliminate them. Now, trying to fix everything at once, heal all the childhood trauma, build perfect self-esteem, learn to love yourself overnight, that's a recipe for feeling completely overwhelmed. So let's forget all that for a minute and focus on the single, most important, manageable first step you can take. One boundary at a time. That's it. Don't try to build an impenetrable fortress overnight. Just start with one single picket in your fence. Think of one small, specific situation where you're constantly ending up feeling drained, ignored, disrespected, and decide on one small boundary you can set. Maybe it's a friend who always calls to complain for an hour, but never once during the conversation asks how you're actually doing. Your boundary could be, I'd love to chat, but I've only got about 15 minutes right now. And when that time is up, you politely but firmly find a way to end the conversation. Or maybe it's a family member who always makes critical comments about your choices and your lifestyle. The boundary might sound like, I appreciate your concern, but I'm no longer willing to discuss my career with you. If you bring it up, I'm going to change the subject. And then, this is the crucial part, you'll actually have to do it. Or perhaps it's a partner who makes sarcastic jokes about you that sting to the core. Your boundary is going to be, I don't find that funny. Please don't make jokes about my intelligence anymore. The key is to start small and be ruthlessly consistent. Enforcing the boundary is so much more important than just stating it at first. The first times you do it, it's going to feel deeply uncomfortable. It was for me for years. You might feel selfish, mean, or guilty. That's the old programming talking. But every single time you hold that line, you're sending a powerful message to yourself and to the world. My needs matter. I am worthy of respect. This one small act begins to rebuild your self-worth from the inside out. This internal validation makes you much less of an attractive target for people who are looking for someone to exploit. You don't attract narcissists because you're broken or weak. You often attract them because you're actually kind, empathetic, and you have a light inside of you that they're drawn to because they lack it themselves. The pattern starts with old wounds that taught you love is something that needs to be earned, a good-hearted desire to fix people, and boundaries that just need a little more reinforcing. But the beautiful truth is, that pattern ends with you. Breaking the cycle starts right now with one small, doable step. It's not about becoming cold or selfish. It's about learning to build a lantern to protect your own flame, so you can choose the light you share with people who will cherish it, not try to extinguish it. You absolutely have the power to change it. As always, I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment below and share one small boundary you're going to set this week. Let's support each other throughout this entire journey.